Okay, so here's something pretty wild. AI isn't just, helping developers out anymore. It's actually writing code,
Yeah.
and often faster and sometimes even better than junior developers. You've probably heard the numbers floating around. Some experts are saying, what, 30% of developer jobs
Mhm.
could be replaced or just completely changed by AI tools pretty soon, within the next few years. Now, that 30%, it sounds quite alarming, right? So today on the deep dive, we're going to unpack that. Try and figure out what's really going on with code and AI.
Yeah, it's a fascinating moment. And, it's really not just about jobs disappearing. It's more like a fundamental evolution in how software gets made. The entire workflow is shifting. So we'll dig into the specific AI tools causing this disruption. We'll look at which roles might feel the most impact and, really importantly, talk about how developers can adapt and actually thrive.
Right, let's talk tools. Because this isn't science fiction anymore, is it? We're seeing stuff already making a huge difference for millions of developers. GitHub Copilot, for example,
Right.
powered by OpenAI, right? It's speeding up coding massively for so many people. And it's way beyond just simple auto-completion now. I mean, you combine things like ChatGPT with its code interpreter.
Yeah.
People are building entire apps with just like natural language prompts. It's kind of mind-blowing.
Absolutely. And the field is just exploding. You've got tools like Codium, Tabnine, Replit's Ghostwriter. They're all gaining ground fast. And
Yeah.
they're not just suggesting one line anymore. They can finish whole functions for you. They can spot bugs, suggest fixes, generate entire UI components, even whip up back-end logic from just a, well-put sentence,
Yeah.
which really highlights the point. They're doing actual development work now. It's far beyond mere assistance.
Okay, so given how capable AI is getting, the big question, the one everyone's kind of nervous about,
Mhm.
which specific roles are, really at risk? What's actually on the chopping block here?
Right. And this is where we need to be careful with the details. It's
Yeah.
nuanced. Our sources suggest AI isn't going to replace all developers wholesale. Not by a long shot, but it could certainly automate a lot of tasks, especially the repetitive, predictable ones.
Tasks, okay. Like what kind of tasks?
Well, think about junior developers maybe building very standard CRUD apps, create, read, update, delete stuff, lots of boilerplate. Or maybe QA testers who rely heavily on writing basic manual test scripts, even some front-end work, creating fairly standard web layouts, things that follow a pattern. The key thing, like our sources stress, is it's about automating tasks, not necessarily wiping out entire job titles. It's automating that lower-level predictable work, which actually frees up human developers for harder problems.
Right, so tasks, not jobs. That's the distinction.
Yeah.
But some people might say AI is getting better at complex logic really fast, too. So what's still, safely human? For now, at least. What can AI really touch yet, based on what we're seeing?
Well, right now, AI isn't really capable of designing large, complex systems from the ground up. It just doesn't have that holistic view. Understanding how all the pieces fit together long-term strategically, that's still human architects. It also struggles with really deep, complex business logic, the kind that needs, intuition, maybe empathy, a specific context about a business, and collaboration, brainstorming, true creative problem solving in ambiguous situations where there isn't a clear path. AI isn't there. It's an incredibly powerful assistant, no doubt. But it's not a decision maker, not an innovator, not yet. Think about advanced surgical robots, right? They didn't replace surgeons. They augmented them, made them more precise. AI is kind of like that for good developers. It makes the inefficient stuff disappear.
Okay, this is where it gets really practical then. How do you, as a developer listening to this, future-proof your career? Because it really sounds like you just have to adapt. I heard someone joke their new job title is AI Whisper. It kind of sums it up, doesn't it?
Totally. And the good news is there's a clear path, according to our sources. First, learn prompting. Seriously, it's becoming less about just writing code line by line and more about asking the AI the right questions, very precisely. Think of prompt engineering like the new compiler. Your input generates the solution. So writing good questions is the skill. Beyond that, master system design. That's still a huge AI weak spot. Focus on critical thinking, really understanding the product you're building, deep product knowledge. And maybe the biggest thing, use these AI tools now. Don't fight them. Integrate them into your workflow, figure out how they work best for you. Master them. If you know how to leverage AI effectively, you don't get replaced. You become like 10 times more productive.
Okay, so let's circle back to that initial number, that 30%.
Yeah.
Will AI coding tools replace 30% of developer jobs? What we've sort of dug into here suggests it's much more likely 30% of tasks,
Yeah.
especially those repetitive ones we talked about. So the takeaway seems pretty clear. The developers who win are going to be the ones who learn to use these tools, not the ones who ignore them.
Exactly right. Which leads to a final thought, really. for you listening, how could you start bringing these AI tools into your own learning or into your job right now? Are you kind of watching from the sidelines or are you jumping in, thinking about how you can use this shift to get way more productive? Because, continuous learning, adaptation, they aren't just buzzwords anymore. They're basically survival strategies for what's coming next.